be adjusting the sights on this Beretta Nano. If you look at the rear sight, you can see how it's skewed to the left hand side. And just finished up the making my tool. Got a brand new adjustment tool that I made, and I'm gonna put it to use here. So we will get this thing taken apart. There we go. Go ahead and I'm going to take a rag and wipe it down. Alright, here we go. We're going to adjust the sights here. And as I was saying, the sights are biased towards the left hand side. Tool in there. You'll notice on this Beretta, since a lot of them, you've got this tab that hangs down. We'll loosen this off, and I've used some frog lube on all of our threaded areas, and I'll try and zoom in here. If you can see here, actually what I'll do is I will, well, here we go, I'll just move the camera here real quick. Oh, we're going mobile. You notice here on this side here, it is angled. This side here, it's straight. It's because on a lot of your handgun sights, you're angled or you're straight. This one actually happens to have a little bit of both. But if you notice, like on a Glock rear sight, it's angled. That's what that angle is for, so you can push there. This right here will clamp on the slide, and this will allow me to adjust it. Alright, so anyways, we'll run our slide in this way here. And we want to make sure that we've got it on a good spot it's going to be pushing on. Right above the dovetail, right there, probably biased towards the back, somewhere right in there, right where my thumbnail is. I mean, if that ends up not working, you just have to watch it and see if it looks like it's binding or not. Just by hand, I'll run this up a little closer. Tighten down on the slide real good. Load our tool there. And then use a gear wrench, it makes things a little easier. Get your tension on it. There, we just now moved. All that was just soaking up the tension. I'll see if I can get us in just a little closer for you. Sorry. Try and eyeball it as best as possible. Alright. Now we'll back our tension back off. Roll you all out of here. Don't forget to hold your slide when you loosen it up. Now we have moved it much closer to the center line. And what I'm going to do is get some measurements here and see. There's a possibility that we've gone too far. You can see we've got just a little bit of marring there. I'll clean that up and hit it with some bluing, and it'll be in good shape. So I'll get some measurements here with my dial caliper, and we'll go from there. And these are going to be general measurements. I mean, you can't get exact. All you can do is kind of eyeball your edge there. And it appears that we've gone just a touch too far. So, since we went a little bit too far, we're going to just put our slide in the opposite direction. And this time, because the Trigicon emblem is on this side, right there, I don't want to mar up where the Trigicon emblem is. So I'm going to see if I can bump it back. Or actually, what I'll do is I'll put a piece of cardboard in there, see if I can keep from marring that up. Or, you know what I'll do, since it looks like I have angled the sharper edge of this side, and so what I'll do is I'll just put it right back in the same way that we had it after I run this all the way over, and I'll use the angled side. No big deal. Here's what I wanted to show you. If you notice right there, see the point, the tip of it, it angled to, it ended up matching the sight. On this side, I've already got it cut for an angle. I didn't realize it was going to take that much pressure on that. That one was really tight. And so this time what I'm going to do is just put the slide in the exact same way, but I'm going to move this over and use the angled side on it and see how that works. Run this up and see where we go. Make sure you're good and level. And we'll use some wolf literature here. There we go. all this to begin with is nothing more than taking slack out. I'm going to back off because I'm angling my slide just a little bit. We don't want to have that. So I'll back it off, tighten it up, and go again. Just always got to watch what's going on. And we've gone too far again. So what we've got here, we're just going to play hopscotch back and forth until we get it right. May take another time or two, but we'll get it. And we just played hopscotch again. Let's see how we turned out. Oh, that's pretty close. Again, this is no exact science, and you know, by the time this thing we get it completely sighted in and get the range work out of the way, we may decide that it doesn't shoot right unless it is offset some. That's 32 thousandths on each side, best that I can measure. So maybe you guys can tell a little better, but now what I'll do is go in here and I'll clean this up and re-blue it, and I'm just going to hit it with just a quick touch-up pen, and we'll put it back together, lube it up, and get it back to the gentleman. The good thing about this type of tool is that it's portable, it can be used all over the place. You can shim different parts of it for different size slides and everything. If anybody's interested in one of these tools, please drop me an email. You can send me a message on YouTube, but if you do that, I'm just going to tell you to drop me an email. My email is teamklrdefensiveconcepts@gmail.com. You'll see it written in the beginning, the end, and probably right about now. So save yourself a little bit of hassle and go ahead and just email me. If you're interested in a tool like this or anything else you've seen, please let me know, and we'd be more than happy to help you. Thanks for watching. Alright, and what we're going to do here, where we have some issues here to touch up the bluing on, what I'm just using is just some brake parts cleaner. Take a little bit of it, scrub off the areas that you plan on using the bluing at. On your sights, you want to make sure not to get on your white pads there. We'll let that stuff dry off of there. And what we're going to be using on this is Brownell's Oxbow Blue. Make sure all our brake parts cleaners off of there. Dab it on there. A little worn area there. I didn't actually clean it, but if you got an area like that, and especially if you're using the Q-tip method here of putting your bluing on, if you're just doing some touch-up or something like that, you see a little area that needs a little attention, even if you hadn't cleaned it. Let's see if I can find one in here. Right there, there's just a little bitty spot there. If you take that and just rub it a little bit, you'll end up getting any of the surface deposits and stuff that are on there off, and just enough for it to take a little bluing. Because, I mean, you're not trying to be Picasso here. Top of that roll pin, go ahead, come in here and just twist. Let's try and dab some of that in there. I mean, none of this is necessary here, but I got it on here. I might as well go ahead and hit it while I got it on there. And there's some staining on here. One of my previous videos about this gun, there's a little discrepancy. We were kind of under, I was under the impression that I had gotten some slipstream or something on here and caused this little bit of staining. But after going back and looking over the video, and the video of me shooting this gun, I actually shot this gun before I did the work on it. Which, of course, I guess that's the magic of Hollywood here. But anyway, so I found out, you know, by doing that, realized that evidently the stains or whatever must have already been there. And so anyways, I figured I'd try and see if I can get something to get that off of there. I don't know, we'll see. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and rub a little bluing on the slide in some areas like this. Now, that's pretty dirty now. I don't want to stick that back in my bluing container. And this is not going to last a long time. Running the bluing on this like this, it's just for a temporary aesthetic fix. It's going to look alright, but it's going to rub back off of there. Places where the finish is rubbed off of this, it's high traffic areas. And your factory finish is way tougher than any finish that I'm able to put on with a Q-tip. So just keep that in perspective. Alright, now we'll buff that off a little bit. Make sure that it's going to stay. If we end up wiping off what we've just blued, we'll just have to go back over it until it stays. Then we'll hit it with some frog lube. Make sure it doesn't rust and corrode. And we'll go shoot it. Put some frog lube on there and see if I can scrub those marks off. Alright, well, done with rebluing of the rear sight. Just a touch up. Was not able to get the stain off of it. I tried a little steel wool even, and I also took some slipstream and I tested it right down here, and there is no remnants of the slipstream, and so I am now 110% confident that it wasn't the slipstream that did it. So anyways, never hurts to be thorough and double check. But I think what it is, instead of a stain, I think that it's actually, after looking at it, I think that the factory finish, it is just in areas where it is real thin. Something could have eaten it off of there. Or you know, something's going on there. But either way, it's all cosmetic, not a big deal. Good rule of thumb on putting the Beretta back together is just remember your riding and everything, it goes out. Your slot right there, your helix slot, goes down. Pretty simple and easy to remember. And as y'all know, I use frog lube for everything. Goes good with steak too. I'm kidding.